Silence is golden. Stop telling people what you do. In an age where social media and constant connectivity drive much of our interactions, the impulse to share every detail of our lives with others is hard to resist. From posting what we had for breakfast to announcing our career goals and personal milestones, modern culture often encourages us to broadcast our every move. However, there's a strong case to be made for taking the opposite approach, especially when it comes to personal and professional goals. Silence, particularly when it comes to sharing your plans and intentions, can be an invaluable tool for success. The idea that silence is golden speaks to the immense value of restraint, patience, and mystery. By keeping certain aspects of your life private, especially your goals and strategies, you can avoid unnecessary distractions, criticism, and even sabotage. Here's why you should stop telling people what you do, and how this can lead to greater success and fulfillment. 1. Avoiding external pressure and expectations. When you tell people about your plans, you invite their opinions, judgments, and expectations. Even with the best intentions, people will form their own ideas about how you should execute your plans or how successful you should be. This can create unnecessary pressure. Rather than focusing on your work and progressing naturally, you may feel an obligation to meet external expectations, which can detract from your creativity and ability to take risks. Imagine you've set a goal to start a new business. If you tell your family, friends, or colleagues, they might begin checking in on your progress. They may offer advice or question your choices, sometimes leading you to doubt your own decisions. The weight of other people's expectations can feel overwhelming, and instead of focusing on your own pace and learning, you may start worrying about what others think. 2. The power of focused energy. When you keep your goals and ambitions to yourself, you conserve mental energy that would otherwise be spent explaining, justifying, or defending your choices to others. Every time you share your plans, it requires emotional and mental effort to engage with others' reactions. While some of these reactions may be positive, not all feedback is helpful or constructive. The mental energy spent dealing with criticism or unsolicited advice is energy that could be better used working toward your goal. Instead of wasting time and focus on convincing others of your vision, you remain laser-focused on your objective. Silence allows you to nurture your ideas and goals in a distraction-free environment. It gives you the space to process your thoughts deeply, making it easier to fine-tune your strategy and execute it with precision. 3. Protection against doubt and negativity. While many people might be supportive, others may unintentionally or even intentionally sow seeds of doubt. If you share a goal that seems too ambitious or outside the norm, you may receive responses like, "That's too risky," or "Do you really think you can pull that off?" These comments, though often disguised as concern, can undermine your confidence and make you second-guess your decisions. Sometimes, people project their own fears and insecurities onto others. If they've failed in their own attempts to achieve something similar, they may unknowingly try to discourage you from succeeding. By keeping your plans private, you shield yourself from the negativity and self-doubt that can come from outside sources. Your belief in yourself remains intact, untainted by the fears and insecurities of others. 4. Action speaks louder than words. Talking about what you're going to do can give you a false sense of accomplishment. When you announce your goals to others, you often receive praise, encouragement, or validation, which can feel like progress. However, this premature satisfaction can take away the urgency and drive needed to complete the task. The more you talk about what you plan to do, the less likely you are to actually follow through with focused action. By keeping silent and taking action instead, you allow your results to speak for themselves. Achieving something and then showing others what you've accomplished is far more powerful than talking about what you intend to do. The satisfaction that comes from real progress is far deeper than the temporary validation from sharing your plans prematurely. 5. Preserving flexibility and adaptability. When you share your plans with others, you may feel locked into a specific path or approach. People may expect you to follow through exactly as you've described, and any deviation could be seen as a failure or inconsistency. However, the process of achieving any significant goal is rarely linear. Flexibility is key. By keeping your plans to yourself, you maintain the freedom to pivot and adapt as needed. You don't have to worry about explaining why you changed course or justifying your decisions to others. Instead, you can make decisions based solely on what is best for your goal at that moment. When others aren't aware of the details of your journey, you're free to evolve without scrutiny. This flexibility is essential for long-term success, as it allows you to adjust your approach without the pressure of external judgment. Number 6. Preventing sabotage and jealousy. Unfortunately, not everyone wants to see you succeed. Sharing your plans too widely can open the door to potential sabotage or jealousy from others. Whether it's coworkers, competitors, or even friends, some people may feel threatened by your ambitions and try to undermine you. This sabotage can take many forms. People might try to dissuade you, steal your ideas, or take steps to block your progress. By keeping your goals under wraps, you protect yourself from these potential threats. Silence is a form of self-preservation, allowing you to work in peace without worrying about interference from those who may not have your best interests at heart. 7. Building a stronger inner drive. When you keep your goals to yourself, you're forced to rely on your own internal motivation rather than external validation. This strengthens your resolve and determination. Instead of seeking approval or praise from others, you learn to trust your instincts and push yourself toward success. This internal drive is far more sustainable than relying on external motivation. When you no longer need others' encouragement or approval to keep going, you become more self-reliant and resilient in the face of obstacles. You're able to move forward with confidence, knowing that your success is driven by your own efforts and belief in yourself. 8. Timing is everything. Sometimes it's not about keeping your plans secret forever, but about knowing when to reveal them. There's a time and place for sharing your successes or asking for support. However, revealing your goals too early can lead to unnecessary complications, as you may not yet be prepared to handle the challenges and feedback that come with public scrutiny. By waiting until you've made significant progress or even achieved your goal, you ensure that you're in a strong position to handle any reactions that come your way. You've already done the hard work, and you're less vulnerable to the opinions of others. Timing your announcements carefully allows you to present yourself from a position of strength rather than one of uncertainty. 9. Silence shields you from premature criticism. Another reason to stop telling people what you do is to shield yourself from premature criticism. When you share your plans, especially at the early stages, you expose them to potential skepticism or scrutiny that could derail your motivation. This early-stage criticism can be particularly harmful because your ideas may not be fully developed, and the initial feedback may focus on perceived weaknesses rather than the bigger picture of what you're trying to accomplish. Criticism, especially from those who do not fully understand your vision or lack insight into your process, can create doubt and even erode your confidence. This is especially true if you're embarking on something unconventional or pursuing a path that others might not understand. When people don't see the full scope of your plans, they often jump to conclusions based on limited information, which can lead to misguided advice or discouragement. For example, if you're building a startup, sharing your idea too early might lead to questions like, "Are you sure there's a market for that?" Or, "Have you considered all the risks?" These are valid questions, but at the ideation phase, they can paralyze you with doubt, causing you to second-guess your decisions. Instead of pushing forward with your vision, you might find yourself stagnating, constantly revisiting the drawing board due to feedback that you were not yet ready to process. By keeping quiet until you're further along, you allow your ideas to grow without interference. Once you've made tangible progress and built something substantial, you're in a better position to handle criticism because your work will speak for itself. You will have the confidence of knowing that you've already overcome many hurdles, making it easier to separate constructive feedback from noise. 10. Creating a sense of intrigue and respect. In a professional or social context, there's an undeniable allure in maintaining an air of mystery. People are naturally curious, and when you don't divulge too much about what you're doing, you create a sense of intrigue. Others may become more interested in you, not because of what you say, but because of what you don't say. This can give you an edge in business and social interactions, as people tend to respect those who are focused, composed, and discreet. When you maintain a certain level of privacy about your goals, it also conveys self-confidence. It shows that you are comfortable with the journey you are on and that you don't need constant validation from others to feel secure in your choices. This quiet confidence can inspire admiration and respect from your peers and can even open doors to opportunities that would have remained closed if you had overshared. In some cases, being too open about your plans can diminish the perception of your competence. If you're constantly discussing what you plan to do without showing results, people may begin to take you less seriously. They might see you as someone who talks more than acts. However, when you hold back and allow your results to speak for themselves, you gain credibility and authority. People take note of your achievements, not just your promises. 11. Preserving the element of surprise. In competitive fields like business, sports, or even personal development, the element of surprise can be a powerful advantage. If your competitors, colleagues, or even friends know exactly what you're planning, they may anticipate your moves and react accordingly, diminishing your chances of success. Keeping your plans to yourself allows you to execute without interference or competition. It prevents others from mimicking your ideas or countering your strategies before you've had the chance to bring them to fruition. This applies not only in competitive industries, but also in personal growth. For example, if you're working on a major transformation, whether it's a fitness goal, a career change, or an intellectual pursuit, keeping your progress private until you've made significant headway can prevent others from trying to undermine or outperform you. The element of surprise can also lead to a greater impact when you do finally reveal what you've been working on. Whether it's launching a new product, completing a personal project, or reaching a milestone, the shock and awe of unveiling something fully realized often leaves a lasting impression. People respect those who move quietly and then deliver big results, as it's often unexpected and more impressive than constant updates with no final outcome. 12. Avoiding procrastination and overcommitment. Telling others about your plans can sometimes lead to unintentional procrastination. Once you've shared your intentions, you may feel that simply talking about your goals is an accomplishment in itself. The act of sharing can provide a false sense of progress, leading you to relax your efforts because you've already received validation or acknowledgement from others. Moreover, when you share your goals prematurely, you might feel pressured to overcommit to ideas or deadlines that you're not yet ready to tackle. When people are aware of your plans, they may start asking for updates or holding you to your promises. This can create an environment of stress, where instead of working on your own timeline and adjusting as needed, you feel forced to meet external deadlines that no longer align with your evolving goals. For example, if you announce that you're writing a book, people might expect updates on your progress. This can lead you to rush the process, even if the creative flow isn't there, just to satisfy external curiosity. By keeping your project to yourself, you give yourself the flexibility to work at your own pace, allowing your creativity and productivity to develop naturally without the pressure of external expectations. 13. Building resilience and self-reliance. When you stop telling people what you do, you learn to rely on yourself more deeply. It forces you to cultivate inner strength, resilience, and self-reliance. Instead of looking to others for approval or encouragement, you become your own source of motivation. This internal drive is crucial for long-term success because it teaches you to persevere even when external validation is absent. If you constantly share your plans with others, you might become dependent on their encouragement to keep going. This can create a dangerous cycle where you only feel motivated when others acknowledge your efforts. However, if you keep your goals private, you learn to trust your own instincts and push forward based on your internal belief in your abilities. This makes you more resilient to setbacks and failures because your confidence isn't tied to the opinions of others. As you continue to work in silence, you build a stronger connection with your vision. You learn to enjoy the process rather than seeking quick validation through external recognition. Over time, this helps you develop a deeper sense of fulfillment as your motivation becomes less about impressing others and more about personal growth and achievement. 14. Maintaining a healthy balance between public and private life. Another benefit of not sharing every detail of your life or goals is that it helps maintain a healthy boundary between your public and private life. In today's hyper-connected world, the line between personal and public life has become increasingly blurred. Social media, workplace conversations, and even casual interactions often revolve around sharing personal details. While there's nothing wrong with sharing highlights of your life with friends and family, oversharing can make you feel overexposed and vulnerable. By keeping certain aspects of your life, especially your goals and ambitions, private, you maintain a sense of control over your narrative. You decide what information is shared and when, rather than feeling obligated to constantly update others about your progress. This boundary also helps you manage your mental health. The more private you keep your goals, the less you have to deal with external pressures, expectations, or unsolicited advice. You can focus on your work without feeling like you're being watched or judged. This reduces stress and anxiety, creating a healthier environment for achieving your goals. Conclusion: embrace the strength in silence. In a world that encourages oversharing, silence can be a powerful tool for personal and professional success. By stopping the habit of telling people what you do, you protect your energy, shield yourself from negativity, and preserve your focus. Silence allows you to work at your own pace, without the pressure of external expectations, and gives you the freedom to adapt and evolve as needed. When you rely on silence, you cultivate inner strength, self-reliance, and resilience. You create an environment where your motivation comes from within, not from external validation. Ultimately, this leads to more sustainable, long-term success. Your actions will speak louder than words, and the results will be far more powerful than any premature announcement could ever be. So the next time you're tempted to share your goals, take a moment to reflect. Is it better to talk or to act? More often than not, you'll find that silence truly is golden.